Good morning, Iona. You're listening to the WICR Morning Show here with me, P. Consadori, and producer Joe, Jersey Joe Archino. Again, he was in for Rob yesterday, and now he's in again. Producer of the morning show on Fridays usually. You can listen to him live today at 2 p.m. on the Sports Vault. Get everything sports, especially the NCAA games that happened. We will be talking about that very shortly. We'll get to sports in a little bit. Let's talk about a little entertainment. I guess we'll go first. We usually start off with news. We'll go entertainment. Movies out this week. Noah, a man is chosen by God to undertake a momentous mission of rescue before an apocalyptic flood destroys the world. This is starring Russell Crowe, which is from Gladiator, of course, Jennifer Connelly from Blood Diamond, and Anthony Hopkins from, of course, Hannibal. Can't go wrong with that movie.
No, it's
a fantastic
very
movie.
good cast.
And then also Sabotage. Members of an elite DEA task force find themselves being taken down one by one after they rob a drug cartel's safe house. This is starring Arnold Schwarzenegger, of course, from The Terminator and other movies, Sam Worthington from Avatar, and Terrence Howard from Iron Man. Good cast.
Yeah, but I think both movies have pretty good cast.
I don't know, Sabotage, it just has that I'm gonna be this guy. It has the plot of some like cliche like drug cartel storyline. You know, like it's I've seen the trailer, so I'm not giving anything away. Oh, the drug dealer stole your family.
Yeah,
kidnapped your family, and then the guy goes and blows everything up, and then I assume he gets his family back. It just seems too cliche for me. It's too like, all right, I've seen it done many of times already.
Have you seen the Schwarzenegger movie Commando?
No, I have not.
Okay, well, when I saw the trailer, I think they're using the music from Commando, and I think it's basically Commando, but just with that whole drug dealer
They're double dipping
process.
with their content.
It's basically Commando remade. With
Do you know who Sabotage was directed by?
I don't know.
Might be the same guy.
Could be. That would be interesting.
It would be interesting. Let's talk about Facebook. Facebook acquires Oculus VR. Now, for everyone who doesn't know that, Oculus is a virtual reality goggle, if you will. Play games. You can pretty much do anything with it. Facebook spent $2 billion. Let me repeat that: $2 billion to acquire the Oculus virtual reality, maker of the Oculus Rift virtual reality headset. That's the Oculus VR is the company, and the Oculus Rift virtual reality headset is the product that they're selling. A number of developers have threatened to cancel their orders for the next generation of Oculus Rift, while a number of others in the gaming community have been highlighting concerns that Facebook's focus on advertising could mean that their data is mined while gaming. Now, for those of you who don't know what that's about, there's a whole thing going around about Facebook seeing what you do, what you like on the internet, and that's how they send you ads. According to what you do, they kind of scan you in a way. And they send out advertisements on, if you go to Facebook, on the side of the Facebook wall in the news feed, you see advertisements. And okay, but they're not random.
No.
They look like they're directed toward you.
Absolutely.
Now, if they want to use stuff that you've liked on Facebook, that's understandable. You're in their program, but apparently they're scanning outside of Facebook. They're just always, they have your IP address, they have something, and they just know what you're doing, which I think is a invasion of privacy, even if it's for advertisements. But that's neither here nor there.
No.
Facebook sees Oculus and its products as something more than an immersive gaming experience. After games, we're going to make Oculus a platform for many other experiences. Imagine enjoying a courtside seat at a game, studying in a classroom of students and teachers all over the world, or consulting with a doctor face-to-face, just by putting on goggles in your home. This is really a new communication platform. By feeling truly present, you can share unbounded spaces and experiences with the people in your life. Imagine sharing not just moments with your friends online, but entire experiences and adventures. This is said by the co-founder and CEO of Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg. I just feel like I read a commercial for him. I mean, it sounds like he had that scripted out when he said that.
That's like PR 101.
That's PR. That's PR 100. Like that's yeah. But yeah, I mean, let's see. They might be right. They may use the gaming. I mean, it's not that bad if they see what games you like.
Yeah.
What games you buy. It's not really gonna do much. It's not like they're scanning your personal life.
Yeah.
But that's another thing, a thing to tell people on Facebook: don't put everything on your Facebook profile. We don't need to know what your hometown is.
Yeah,
We don't need, maybe if
fair.
you go away to college, if you're in the same town, just all right. We know you. We don't need to know. Don't put your phone number.
Yeah, who puts
People,
why would you put your
my
phone number?
my friend had his phone number on his Facebook. I don't know if he remembered why he put it down, or maybe it was a requirement back when it first started, or something. But he put his number in, and we went to Miami. Now, when we went to Miami, some girl, random girl, friended him on Facebook. He goes, all right, whatever. He added her. He gets a random text message. Random. Hey, it's the girl you just added on Facebook. And he goes, I swear, he goes, true, honest to God, true story. He goes, what's your name? And she says out her name. He goes, okay, good. Thanks for giving me your name. Now I know who to delete because that was just creepy. And he goes and deletes her off of his Facebook. And the girl never texted back. And he's like, I'm taking my phone number off. I can't do this.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, I don't know why you had it on. So please, people, don't put information that's unnecessary. Don't put your phone number. If you know you personally, you want to give your phone number out personally, fine. Don't put it on Facebook for everyone to see.
Yeah, I completely agree.
Also, for college students, I know you guys want to have fun, you want to drink, even though we do not condone underage drinking here at WICR. Don't put pictures, even if your friends tag you in it, either make it invisible to your profile or something. Don't put pictures of you drinking every night. Don't put pictures of you, at a party. If you're at a party and you're over 21 and it's not like you're doing something crazy and it's just a nice picture and you happen to be holding a beer, I don't think a employer is going to be too, But I've seen pictures on Facebook of some of these guys and girls and whoever at parties and stuff, and they are just inappropriate, and it just looks like they're not being responsible, and that's something that an employer does not want to see.
It's a great point. Like I listen to a show, The Herd, on ESPN Radio all the time, and there was a guy who was talking to a girl, and she was asking him if he could put in a good word for her, if maybe he could get her a job there, and he was saying sure. So he said the first thing he did was go on her Facebook profile, and the first thing that comes up is all these insane pictures of her drinking and stuff, and it's like, I mean,
even if you could be the nicest person in the world, drinking doesn't make you a bad person.
No,
it doesn't.
It's
just something that look. I'm not a big drinker. I'll have a beer every once in a while. I am over 21, so I am legally allowed. And I never drank before I was 21, except for like you're at a party with your dad and he has you have like here's a sip of beer, kind of, when you're like 12, something like that. But I've never, I didn't drink before 21. But don't put pictures up.
No.
And then some of these people, they try to hide it by changing their names. They will find you still. Your information that you go to Iona College, you usually put your first name. They know who you are. They're gonna find you. So just be responsible. If you want to go out and drink, have a good time. Over the age of 21. Again, we don't condone underage drinking. But don't announce it to the world because it's gonna come back at you, and you might not get a job because of it, unfortunately.
The words of wisdom on the WICR morning show.
All right. Well, really quick, world affairs. Let's talk about this really quick before we go to sports. Joe, what's going on with that?
It's pretty crazy. The other day, a big story came out from ESPN, Bleacher Report had it, Yahoo had it, and apparently at North Carolina, there is
Before you go on, Mike DeMurgis is not a big fan of Bleacher Report.
Oh, he's not. Okay. Well, let's forget what we said.
And I'll say him too, Joe D. I have the Bleacher Report app, and I think I get pretty good information, but apparently they are not fond of it.
I like Bleacher Report.
I like Bleacher Report.
I think it's aesthetically
especially for someone who doesn't know sports. It's nice.
I think it's pretty good.
Okay, go ahead.
But let's go. So apparently at North Carolina, there was a special classes for student athletes to take where they would only have one assignment the entire year, and at the end of the year, they would hand in one paper, and they showed an example of one of the papers that got an A-, and it demonstrated like a fourth grade reading level. It was about a paragraph.
That's ridiculous.
It was riddled with errors. The facts in it were not even correct. It was on Rosa Parks. The dates were wrong. It really was embarrassing. And the thing that's come up from this is after the NCAA union got the right to unionize, is people are saying, how can you say you can pay these college athletes when they're not even putting in this work? And I think the bottom line is college institutions are educational institutions, and if these players are just here for sports, then that's just making this whole thing look really bad. It really is.
It does. And speaking of college sports, let's go into sports because we don't have much time.
Okay.
Dayton versus Stanford yesterday, a big matchup. Dayton coming strong, 82-72, beating Stanford. Baylor versus Wisconsin, which is another matchup. Wisconsin beating Baylor, just a tough loss for Baylor, 69-52. UCLA versus Florida. Florida beating UCLA 79-68, and then San Diego State losing to Arizona 70-64. Now, what does that mean for the Elite Eight? Who's going to be playing who? And talk about your predictions for tonight and the Elite Eight so far.
Well, I thought the games last night.
After this, because we already have 4 people who are going to be in the Elite Eight.
Yeah. I thought the games last night, there was really only one game that was a close game. I mean, Florida, Wisconsin, and Dayton all pretty much dominated their matchup. So the next Saturday so far, you have Dayton against Florida. I think it's an interesting matchup because Dayton's played really well. I don't think anybody expected Dayton to be this far, but Florida has played really well. They're the favorite in this tournament. I think it's going to be a tough game for Florida, but I think Florida just has a lot more talent than Dayton.
I think Grippo has Florida in his Final Four.
Yeah, I have Florida winning it all. I think most people have Florida. I mean, Florida is a great team. And
I don't.
You don't have Florida?
I don't have a bracket.
Oh, well, that makes it a little bit harder.
A little bit. My bracket's so bad it's non-existent.
Hey, some people probably did worse than that, and they made brackets.
Listen, at least they tried. I didn't. I was like, you know
effort.
what? Yeah,
the effort that
I
counts.
got an A for effort. Well, I got an A for thinking about the effort
hey,
and not doing it.
Hey, if the kids in North Carolina can get an A- for handing in what they did, you should at least get an A for that.
Ooh, burn. Calling out North Carolina jersey, Joe.
Hey, and I'm a big Michael Jordan guy too. So, after that though, you've got Wisconsin and Arizona, and this is a really, really good matchup. You got 1 against 2.
Now these are the Elite Eight matchups per last night. We still have 4 more games tonight.
Yep.
For the West.
For the that is the West Conference. Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't have it in front.
Do they have conference? Like, does it work like that?
It's region. So
regions.
I have it right here. So you have the Michigan State and Virginia, which is from the East region.
Oh, East,
and
right?
then
Okay.
you have Louisville and Michigan, Louisville and Kentucky, which is from the Midwest region.
Oh, they don't split it up. It's just okay.
Not yet.
Okay, got it.
But so big games tonight, but the other Wisconsin and Arizona is big. I mean, Wisconsin has been playing extremely well. Arizona's missing their best player, Brandon Ashley, but they've held it together. They got a big win against San Diego State. So I think this is going to be a really interesting matchup. I could see it going either way. I have Arizona winning it in one bracket and Arizona winning it, Wisconsin winning it in another. So
how many brackets you got?
Couple, maybe 4 or 5.
Can't commit to one bracket, huh?
No. Well, it's tough,
Jeez.
But my main one, I have Arizona. I mean, my favorite one, I have Arizona winning.
Yeah, well, another 4 games tonight. But before we get to that, we'll do a quick weather report. Right now, it's 46 degrees, but today it's supposed to be a high of 54, rather cloudy with showers. Tonight, a shower early, mostly cloudy, low of 41. And tomorrow, breezy with a little bit of rain, high of 50 degrees. This weather report is brought to you by Iona College. Move the world. Let's move the bracket. Let's see what's going on here. Tonight we got 4 games. Like you said, Michigan State.
Yep, you've got Michigan State against Virginia. Fantastic game. 1 seed
matchup.
Virginia against 4 seed Michigan State.
It sounds like a good matchup only because of seeds. Again, I don't know much about college basketball, so Jersey Joe's going to take it from here.
You've got Louisville playing Kentucky. Huge matchup. Rick Pitino versus John Calipari. This is always a classic matchup.
Rick Pitino, that name sounds familiar to me because I've been hearing it all week.
Pitino, oh man. Tom Izzo, Rick Pitino. You're going to be hearing these names a lot. And you've got Michigan and Tennessee. Tennessee, one of those teams that really has been on a run. A lot of people didn't have them going in this tournament. You've Michigan and him. Michigan's been playing really well. And the final game you have tonight is UConn and Iowa State. So these are 4 really good games. I mean, right now there's a lot of good teams in this tournament. The 2 late night games, Kentucky and Louisville, Michigan State, Virginia, really, really good games. Can't wait for those tonight.
There you go.
It's good stuff.
Great stuff. Thank you, Joe, for that report. Now, really quickly, do you mind sharing your bracket from the Elite Eight on?
Yeah.
Who you have?
Absolutely.
Let's see what Joe's got.
In my Elite Eight.
Let's start. Yeah, this is the Elite Eight. Here we go.
So far, I'm going to I have Florida, and Florida is going to be playing. I had them playing Kansas. Kansas obviously lost.
Okay.
So I don't think. Most people, this is probably one of the this bottom region where a lot of people had it. They either had Syracuse or Kansas. Nobody had Dayton, so. And then after that,
Don't say nobody. There's some guy in his basement somewhere that was studying Dayton for years.
Somebody.
That had a perfect bracket right now. You never know. Some people are like, all right, everyone's brackets. Watch someone win. Watch someone win, and they had Dayton.
It always
go into
happens.
this. Watch.
Then I had Michigan State, and I had Iowa State. So I have Iowa State, and I have them playing UConn. I had that one right, and I have Virginia, Michigan State. I have Michigan State winning that matchup. It's a close game, but I think Tom Izzo and his team go over the edge in that one. And then I did have it right. I had Arizona State playing San Diego State, and I have Arizona playing Wisconsin. It's going to be a good matchup. I have Arizona advancing. I have Louisville beating Kentucky. And then the other region here, I had Duke playing Michigan. That's another part that everybody had wrong. Everybody had Duke going forward. Duke lost in the first round. So I think Michigan will advance and play Louisville. I have Louisville advancing to the Final Four as well. So
there you go. And who you got running the whole thing on this bracket?
I got the Florida Gators.
Florida Gators.
I think Billy
Wow.
Donovan, he's been there before. He's won it twice. He's got a lot of veteran seniors on this team. They've been playing really well. They've got a good point guard. I think right now it's their tournament.
We have to see. Again, I'm not big into college basketball, so I really don't know much, and I can't really speak on it. But it sounds exciting. I think I'll do a bracket next season and
definitely
see what happens.
Join the sports ball bracket next year.
The sports ball, bro. We got a pool going?
We're gonna get one going next year.
Uh-oh. We don't condone gambling here.
Yeah. No, it's just all
just
for
fun.
All for fun.
All for fun, of course. Joe Archino here with us. He's going to be live today afternoon at 2 o'clock with Rob Buncardo, also known as Big Shot Rob. They're going to be talking about everything sports, NBA, NHL, anything that...
Everything under the sun.
Yeah, I said NHL, but let's be honest, no one talks about NHL.
When we get to playoff time, we'll get you hockey.
We can talk about hockey right now. I got the updates right now if you want to hear a little hockey update.
Let's get some hockey in.
All right, this is your Iona College NHL update. We had some game matchups last night. Let's talk about them. Chicago Blackhawks at Bruins. The Bruins winning 3-0.
Ooh. Big win for the Bruins.
Yeah, well, they were on a 14-win streak or 13-win streak, and then they lost. So, yeah. Coyotes finishing rounding up the trip with the Devils. At the Devils, they were playing. They won 3-2 in a final shootout after a couple overtimes. The Kings beating the Penguins 3-2. Huge game for them to win.
That was a
huge
big
win.
One.
Montreal Canadiens defeating the Detroit Red Wings 5-4. These wild card teams really need to start playing because it's getting me nervous.
I could see that.
It's getting me really nervous. New York Islanders losing to the Tampa Bay Lightning after a shootout 3-2. Carolina Hurricanes beating the Panthers from Florida 3-0. Minnesota Wild losing to the Blues 5-1. Huge upset for the Sabres when they played the Predators, losing 6-1. And then Avalanche beating the Canucks 3-2, a game that the Canucks needed to win.
Really needed that
and
one.
they didn't, so we'll check the standings in a bit. And then your San Jose Sharks falling to the Jets 4-3.
I know. See, as soon as we talked about them yesterday about how well they're doing, I knew they were going to lose.
Hang on a second. The Vancouver Canucks and Colorado Avalanche, it went to overtime, so they did play a good game. You know, it wasn't a just okay, we beat you. Nothing changing in the East with the standings. 1, 2, and 3 is Bruins, Canadiens, Lightning. Same thing in the Metropolitan Division. Same three: Penguins, Rangers, and Flyers. In the West, same thing: Blues, Blackhawks, Avalanche, and then Sharks, Ducks, Kings haven't changed the Pacific either. So everything in the standings have changed when it comes to the top three.
Yeah.
However, the wild card, let's see if anything changed. Everyone, this is hysterical. In the East, everyone is still tied at 80, the 4 teams for the wild card. Now, it obviously depends on how you've been doing in the, winning, losing, how many games you played. But the Blue Jackets, the Red Wings, the Capitals, and the Maple Leafs all tied with 80 points in that order: 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then in the West, we still have the Wild and the Coyotes. But the Coyotes and the Wild are only a point away. So that's going to determine who they play in the playoffs. Because they're both in the wild card right now, the two teams. The Stars trailing only by 7. It's 79 points to 84. I mean, if they have a streak right now, they could make the wild card.
Yeah, it could happen.
So I mean, with hockey, I'm not going to go. That was your NHL update. I'm not going to go too far in depth, but man, you gotta. This is exciting right now.
It is.
Everyone's like, all the points are really close. I know in the Metropolitan Division, it's nuts. Just how much tightness that group has, and just when it comes to points, one person loses, one person wins, it changes the entire bracket for that playoff. But we'll see. Rangers play tonight. Actually, let's talk about who's playing tonight. Let's see if the Sharks playing. You have anything to say about the NHL? Because I feel like no one does.
Well, here's the thing.
I feel like I'm always talking.
You're exactly right, and I'm glad. I mean, when we don't give hockey a lot of attention up to now, but once you get to this point in the playoffs or like here, it's so
a battle.
Good. It's great. I mean, playoff hockey is so much fun to watch. It really is. Why? I mean, every year you have the NBA. I watch the NBA playoffs, and you got an NHL playoff game. There's always something great to watch on TV. It's beautiful. I mean, I had my Sharks fall into the Kings last year, but I mean, I love playoff hockey. The speed, the intensity of it.
Insane.
It's great. It's one of the best things in sports.
Insane. Well, tonight we got the Rangers playing the Calgary Flames at Calgary at 9 p.m. tonight. If you want to watch that, at 7 p.m. we got the Maple Leafs at Flyers. 7. Also at 7 we have the Penguins at the Blue Jackets. Big game for the Blue Jackets.
Big game.
And big game for the Maple Leafs and the Flyers and the Rangers. I mean, it's everything in the Metropolitan Division and the wild card. Blackhawks playing the Ottawa Senators. Predators playing the Stars at 8:30. The Blackhawks game's at 7:30 tonight. And then 9:30 p.m. you have the Ducks against the Oilers. I'm gonna pick Ducks.
Yeah, gotta go with the Ducks.
All right, well that's it for my NHL update. Is there anything else you want to say on the WICR Morning Show?
I think that's going to wrap it up.
Well, that's going to wrap it up. Thank you very much, Jersey Joe. We thank Joe for stopping by, being the producer today. Of course, we thank all the producers every day they come in. You can listen to us live on Ustream.com and Live365.com by searching WICR. It's very simple. Yesterday I said it was easier than picking your favorite color. Like us on Facebook, Facebook.com/WICR, Iona College Radio. Follow us on Twitter at Iona WICR. Go to YouTube, watch previously recorded shows, YouTube.com, WICR Gales Radio. Of course, you can catch us every Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. I was going to say p.m. That's a long show.
That's a long, very long show.
It's a 13-hour show. You can catch us live. Of course, last night was Full Metal Attack from 6:30 to 7:30, which you can catch next Thursday. Of course, listen in on the Sports Vault and call in. I think they'll be telling the hotline, so hopefully that we can get that going. And, yeah, thanks for listening in, and we'll see you Monday morning with Pat McGuire.
Students are making things happen.